quite sure where I'm going. Lots of amulets and stuff. Yeah, I think that must be just the amulet market back there. I think the actual big market's about 10 minutes walk away. But yeah, I've wandered around that one a few times, but that's all just amulets and religious stuff like that. Yeah, still a bit early. Most places still shut. Good for me, I'm not really shopping too much anyway, just come and have a wander around for a bit, I'd say. While it's not too hot, even though it is fucking hot, I'm sweating. But, yeah, this is more my pace really. Wanted to come and have a look, but get an idea of what it's like around here though. That's quite interesting, isn't it? So most places are opening up now. I think a lot of these go on for miles. I think there's like 15,000 stalls here, little shops and stuff. So perhaps I should get myself an icy spicy foot massage. Calm me down, wouldn't it? Found a nice indoor one here. Nice and air conditioned in this one. That's all I ever seem to do when I come to Bangkok is wander around shopping malls. Just, I think I just walked up the escalator. I think this must be the garden centre. It's the whole, just like the whole floor. Coming out of it now. Crazy. Big old area though. It's weird. I come up the escalator and there's Plasticville. And there's still loads more. Quiet up here. Went for a lime juice. Bit sour, but good for a detox. That kebab looked nice. Got one downside getting here too early, I suppose, isn't it? My cab, cab. Yeah, it's a lot better than I remember. So a long time since I came here, 18 years. I think this road here gets really busy with people as the day goes on. Everything's starting to open up now. Haven't bought anything, grabbed myself some butterfly prawn a minute ago. Got irritated by a bloke because he wouldn't let me sit down and eat my prawn. Other than that, but yeah, you could spend a good few hours wandering around. It's quite interesting. So not really much I'm interested in buying, but something to do. Yeah, I think probably get here for about 10:30 is probably better. Any come here during the day, it might get, you know, so with the heat and the people and all that. But no, it's definitely worth a wander around here. It's good. Picked these up. I think these are like chicken, with like deep battered chicken balls, I think. So I think they look pretty good, but I've got far too much. I ain't going to be eating all this in one go, but at least I've got plenty of food. We get hungry later as well. But I've got these other ones here. I think they're chicken as well. Just like, again, they're just pieces of chicken in a little bit of batter there. And I've got these other ones which are like KFC chickens. I got a bit mad, didn't I? But yeah, they're like breadcrumb chicken. But and then I bought. So I'm not eating all this in one go. This one I'll have to do a separate thing. But in there's a chicken and rice on the chicken tonight. So that's the cowman guy. That was what done it. I saw that. I haven't had that. It's a pretty basic meal. I'm gonna put some chili sauce on it. I've got a little bowl here and stuff, and then they give you some soup as well. But it was one of the first meals I ever had in Thailand with my dad. I don't think it was the same guy, but I've been there, same area, but we just sat there by the street. But it's all changed around there now. You can't even sit down. I just ordered it to take away. But yeah, I just want to chill out tonight. Been hitting the sauce a bit lately, so, and not the chili sauce either. Well, and that. But yeah, no, I just want to chill out, put a film on now, and get my head straight before I head down south in the next few days. I remember the last time I tried to find this place, we didn't have Google Maps on our phones, things like that. This would have been back in 2008, before sort of smartphones were a thing. That's just heading to the Jim Thomson house. So I remember trying to find this before, having a bit of a hard time with it, trying to do it from directions, but obviously I found it in the end. But I read about Jim Thomson when I was on a 3-week holiday with my dad here. So 2008, I read the book about Jim Thomson. And at the end of the book, it says that his house is still in Bangkok. So I went to see the house, but little about Jim Thomson anyway. He was sort of here in the 50s and 60s. He basically rejuvenated the Thai silk industry at the time, because it was pretty much non-existent. There was only a handful of weavers who knew how to make silk in Thailand. But he loved it so much that he tracked them down and he rejuvenated it and he set it up, and he became very wealthy from it. He was quite well respected and became quite famous for it. So he liked these old style wooden weaved houses. But at the time in the 60s, a lot of them were becoming obsolete. There was all modern ways of building houses, bricks and mortar. But he managed to track down a load of these old houses at the time, some of them well over 100 years old. And he managed to piece them all together and build this world famous house, which is where I'm going now to have a wander around. And I went there, say, years ago, and I wrote about it in my book. So I talk, and it kind of guided my journey really in those early years of where I wanted to go and travelling, about jungle trekking, and got me down to the Cameron Highlands in Malaysia, which is where he had another house. I can't forget what it was called now, but so I've been to that house, and so in this house here in Thailand, so well famous, he had like celebrities, and whenever celebrities came to Bangkok, he would often invite them to dinner. They would, politicians, he became quite well famous for it. I think a letter was once posted, didn't have the address, it just put Jim Thomson Bangkok, and it still found its way there. He was so well known for it. So this was back in the 60s, but yeah, the legend has it, so his legacy was the Thai silk and the house, but also he went missing. He walked out of the house in Malaysia, where I've been to. I think there's pictures of it on Instagram, and I write about all this in my book as well. But he walked out of the house one day, went missing, and no one ever heard from him since, and there was a load of conspiracy theories of what happened to him. So I sort of wrote about that. Obviously I condensed it down in my book, sort of the important points and my thoughts, but so it did have a big impact on me those first few years. So that's why I thought I'd head back today and have a wander around and have another look again, sort of, 18 years later. As you can see behind me where he cobbled together a lot of the old houses, because all the old traditional houses were like one single unit, whereas obviously he wanted different rooms with lounges, bedrooms and that sort of thing. So you can see behind me where they've gone together so it was a bit of cobbling together there to get them to flow from one room to the next. So just looking around at all these houses, so there's quite a few different structures here, but say they're all old traditional Thai houses, but they didn't come here in one piece. They were all flat packed and brought down like on the rivers on little barges and stuff, and then rebuilt here. I'd say Jim Thomson was an architect anyway, so he knew what he was doing, but quite impressive though, looking at all these old buildings. I like these old teak doors here. These must be hundreds of years old. There is a teak factory that you can see them being carved. I've been there years ago, but it's not interesting seeing these old ones, so you can see how old they are, the way they've been worn down over decades and centuries of hot weather and that. But yeah, I quite like these ones. So these spirit houses behind me, I forget a lot about them. I did write about these when I had my dad's house in Thailand. He had a spirit house installed for his Thai girlfriend. I forget the ins and outs of it all now, but if you want to learn more about it, you can check out my book. I talk all about it in there, but it's about keeping the spirits. You bless the spirits of the house to prevent them from, haunting the house, basically. I think I'm heading in the right direction. Can't miss it, it's quite a tall place. Down here and do a right, I reckon. Always a bloody queue, isn't there? 200 baht per person, it's like £5. It's quite a big place actually. I have very little memory of it last time I was here. Just remember the big tower and say it was all closed off when I was here last time, so hopefully I'll get a bit more of an experience this time.
To
sat in one of these many temples here. Don't know the name of it or anything. There's a lot of golden Buddhas inside, not real gold, maybe golden leaf. But yeah, just sat in there for 5 minutes, mostly to get out the sun and catch a bit of that fan that's blowing in there as well. Yeah, I think if you're ever in Bangkok, this one's definitely one to check out. It's nice actually doing something for a change rather than just sitting around eating Japanese noodles all the time. She's got the hump. Wonder what happens if you ring the bell. Do you have to buy everyone a drink? The sun's really starting to get on top of me now. It's time to fuck off. Actually fucking raining. Hallelujah.